175 laps in Martinsville. Gunter and Reynolds, the championship protagonists, leading the way. We're under green at the paperclip. Already some big checkups there on the outside. Schlosser gets the worst of it as Peterson going to slot up to third right away here as Gunter leads the charge now into 3. Single file all the way until you get back to Steve Vroman, who's battling there.
That's Ryan Dye that just got around the outside of Steve, and Rodney Matney closing in behind as well, trying to make something happen.
So Zach Lockett, I think, picked up a black flag on the initial start, so he is coming to the pits.
Oh, looked like he had trouble in the back.
I think Cole Maxwell is involved. That'll be caution number 1 here.
Whiskey underneath.
Oh, spin right in front of those two. I think that was Rutherford in the throwback.
Outside.
Oh, trouble. Froman is around. Gonna stack up a couple with him. Yeah, Tyler Berger there with some hang time.
Yeah, not a very good restart there for Schlosser. Kay's gonna dive down to the inside of him. Peterson goes from behind Schlosser and also dives underneath the 40. Oh, wow, Kay gets blasted. Jan doing such a good job of letting the truck get rotated all the way around before getting back on it. Oh, he roots.
There he goes.
Reynolds up and sideways, spun around at the top. Thinks he sees a little bit of the gap and just goes for it. Reynolds trying to protect it. But Van Leer, I think, got in there a little bit too shallow.
This is Reynolds trying to get underneath Gunter.
Okay, as well. He's going to put Gunter up into the wall.
Wow. Gunter straight to the back of the field again. Jan Van Leer on the precipice of a first career Venom Truck Series victory, potentially 2 laps to bring it home. He did not get a great restart. Reynolds going to clear John Kay. Reynolds going to work.
Kay almost looked to the inside of Reynolds. Maybe a little shot to the back of the 51 as well.
Back to the line. White flag is out. This is it. Reynolds with a run. Can Jan Van Leer bring it home? Jan is loose, but Jan Van Leer is finally a winner in the Venom Truck Series. Career start number 100 tonight. And that is career victory number 1. Nobody has started more races than Jan Van Leer. And tonight is finally the night. Driver 5 gets to claim P1.
And look at all the love coming from the drivers. Oh, a little bit too much love, maybe.
It's time for one final ride for driver number 51, round number 16, the final round of season number 7. The championship is all done and dusted. It's the final race as a full-time competitor tonight for Nathan Reynolds in the Venom Truck Series, and the now 4-time series champion has one more opportunity to take home a checkered flag tonight. And there is some history to be made. It's one of the marquee events on any Venom Truck Series schedule. It is the Layton River Memorial. Not only is this an event that is near and dear to the hearts of the Venom Truck Series community, but it also takes place for the first time in series history at Kansas Speedway. Lots of opportunities to write yourselves into the history books here tonight with one final victory in season number 7. And it's all right here on the home for the Venom Truck Series, turn 200. Hello again, everybody. It's Tommy Cook. Matt Williamson will be alongside momentarily. And really, this is going to be a short intro here because we don't have to look at the points. We don't have any track facts about Kansas Speedway from previous visits for the Venom Truck Series. Again, in 7 seasons of competition, they've never been here to Kansas Speedway before. So that pretty much just brings us right to the matter at hand. 135 miles here tonight for the Layton River Memorial 135 at Kansas Speedway. The lights will be coming up for the second week in a row after quite the event last week at Martinsville Speedway for the penultimate round of the championship. We've given these drivers a little bit more room to operate. Will they use it to great effect, or will we still see a lot of cautions here tonight? Only one way to find out. Trucks are on track for qualifying. Soon it'll be the warm-up period, and we'll be back with live coverage of the Venom Truck Series for the final time in Season 7. The Layton River Memorial 135 from Kansas Speedway is around the turn for the Venom Truck Series on Turn 200.
A blind night that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon deep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
No, I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how was your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do. And my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
Feature presentation. Welcome back to live coverage here of the Venom Truck Series for the final time in Season 7. Tonight, it's the Layton River Memorial 135 here at Kansas Speedway. First time the Venom Truck Series has been to Kansas, interestingly enough, in their 7-season history. This is about the last box to tick in terms of mile and a halves for the series. So Welcome, one and all. Welcome, Matt Williamson. Hard to believe that this is the conclusion of our 3rd season with the Venom Truck Series already.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. It seems like it was not very long ago. We were just kind of getting our foot in the door with the crew over here at the Venom Truck Series, trying to learn everybody's names, calling Kyle Zittel, Kyle Zattel, and lo and behold, here we are 3 seasons in. And excited for the finish of this season and what's coming up on the horizon.
All right, so they're getting ready to dole out the driver awards that were voted on by the drivers for this season. I don't want to beat Ryan to the punch because he hasn't quite started yet. So why don't we take a look for anybody who hasn't seen it already? This is the Season 8 schedule. And you'll notice some big differences here just right off the rip. And some other things you'll probably notice as well. Matt, walk us through what we're looking at here.
Yep. Here's a look, folks. This is the Season 8 schedule. And, you'll notice that it looks like there's some more races, and that's because there are more races than there have been in the seasons past. You also might notice over there on the right-hand side, there's something called the playoffs here in Season 8 for the Venom Truck Series. We are now going to a playoff system. I don't know if it's been announced exactly how the playoff system will work, if it's going to be a kind of how the real-life playoff system works now, or it's going to be more of a chase-style type. We're going to have to see. You might also notice there are question marks on the schedule as well. Those are going to be the races chosen by the champion, which is Nathan Reynolds here in Season 7, or will be after he starts tonight's race. So we still have some question marks, but, I mean, just to note, I mean, we have Laguna Seca and Bathurst on here, Mount Panorama. Those are going to be 2 just absolutely wild road courses in this season. We also have Slinger for the All-Star race, which is going to be pretty spectacular. I think that was chosen by John Kay.
Yes.
Among, all of the normal Calamity, lots of returning tracks that haven't been on the schedule for a while. All kinds of good stuff coming up.
Absolutely. My highlights in particular here, Indianapolis. I'm excited that we can showcase the big rectoval again here on the channel, making upwards. Rockingham, that'll be exciting, especially Richmond and Rockingham and Laguna Seca all back-to-back. Really, that whole middle column, the final push to the playoffs, those 6 races with the All-Star race included, that is just insanity. So that will be wild. The question marks, we've heard some rumors. That's all I'll say. We've heard some rumors, but we will get confirmation tonight. With that, the awards are being announced right now, so I think we can go ahead and pull the trigger on showing who is where. 3 of the 4 of these awards were voted on by the drivers. The other one was earned, and that would be Rookie of the Season. That one's been locked and loaded for a while, but some other drivers are finding out the peer-voted awards right now, man.
And here are those awards. Rookie of the Season, really no surprise here. It is Matt Schlosser, race winner here in his first season with the Venom Truck Series. So Matt Schlosser, very well-deserved Rookie of the Season award. Sportsman of the Season, voted by the drivers. That is going to be Gary Clark here in Season 7. The most improved driver is going to be Kyle Zittel. So Zittel has showed some progress here on the tracks other than the super speedways, which he's always been a threat at. And the drivers have voted Kyle Zittel the most improved driver. And going out on the mountaintop will be the champion of this season and also voted the most popular driver. That is Nathan Reynolds.
Ryan Dice stole my joke from earlier. Just want to point that out. Hello, yes, Austin from Australia. Good morning / afternoon to you. Not sure exactly where you're from in Australia, but thanks for tuning in. To the Rain Man, Garrett Rainey, we're excited to get you back on track here. June 4th is the start of season number 8. We'll hope to see you before then as well. But definitely excited to get you back with the Venom boys. Tonight, like you said, most popular driver for season number 7. He is the 4th time now Venom Truck Series Champion Layton Reynolds. We have... I'm not sure if we want to share these with Nathan when he gets in the booth or not, but we were thinking earlier about some of our favorite Layton Reynolds moments, not just here in the Venom Truck Series, but also raced with us in Truck 200 and has taken part in some of our non-sanctioned shenanigans over the last couple of years as well. Nathan, a sponsor here on this channel, promotes his own channel, Car Inside, with the Car Inside cameras. And the link to his quality lap breakdown from Las Vegas for official races this week is in the description below. But Nathan, a big supporter of the channel. We're a big fan of his, obviously. He's the one that got us hooked up with the Daytona Charity Shootouts a couple of years ago, and that has continued to be the biggest success that we have on this channel with both of our runnings of that race here on Turn 200. So very grateful to Nathan for what he's done for us. And, Venom Truck Series has a lot to thank Nathan Reynolds for here. And the drivers all showing it. Pretty much everybody was in the Nathan Reynolds paint scheme last week. Quite a few of them are here tonight. Several drivers are running his stats on their trucks as well. Stats including over 2,000 laps led, 2,100 laps led, en route to 20 career victories, 29 career poles. Nathan Reynolds, a lot of accomplishments on his resume in his 7 seasons, his 4 full-time seasons with the Venom Truck Series, but 7 overall seasons with Venom. So, Matt, we're going to be talking a lot about Nathan. We're going to talk to him after the race, no matter where he finishes, because he won the championship. But I don't know. What are your thoughts here headed into tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's it's kind of weird. This seems like kind of a weird turning point in the Venom Truck Series. I mean, we have what will be the 4-time champion Nathan Reynolds after tonight leaving the series full time. Might run a couple of races, but really not going to be around a whole lot. We're going to a longer schedule next season with the playoff system rather than the normal just, getting points throughout the season. Whoever has the most points wins at the end of the season type of championship. So it seems like an evolution of the Venom Truck Series is happening right before our very eyes here tonight.
Yes, indeed. And like you mentioned earlier, we do want to point out with the playoff system, it seems to me, just in the abstract, because again, Ryan hasn't told us exactly what his plans are, or what the League Council's plans are for next season, but it sounds more like it's going to be a chase and less like a playoff. I could be wrong about that. Not sure how many drivers make it in, but he did say there are no eliminations over the last 5 races of the season. So, it sounds a little bit more like a chase, but maybe not. Either way, it'll be our first ever playoff system in any series here on the channel, which is kind of hard to believe. But that is indeed the case. So that's an exciting thing to look forward to. That schedule is wild. It has the potential to get wilder, depending on what Nathan Reynolds is going to put on it with the 3 question marks we still have on the board. So, things are pretty exciting headed into the Rocket Man Memorial June 4th for season number 8 for the Venom Truck Series. A lot of recruiting and figuring out who's still here, who's coming back. A lot to figure out here in the next couple of months, but a lot of these drivers are going to be excited to have, I think, a bit of an extended break between Season 7 and Season 8. Things have gotten a bit chippy here this season at times, but overall, the Venom Truck Series in a great place, filled with great drivers that we love being around, and we haven't put pen to paper for Season number 8, but, we'll be here. Don't worry about it. So I think we got about 30 seconds before we're rolling into the Layton River Memorial tonight. One of the races that everybody wants to win here in the Venom Truck Series. Dave Helton in the chat saying good luck to Nathan. Congrats on back-to-back titles. Finish it off with career victory number 21. And I said he had 29 career poles earlier. Actually, he's got 30 career poles now because Nathan Reynolds, holy cow, that's pole number 9 on the season. He almost doubled his pole count in season number 7. A ridiculous streak for Nathan Reynolds. And chasing what would be a series high 4th win. If he could get it done tonight here at Kansas. He'd be the first driver to plant their flag here on the Missouri-Kansas border. And I think it's been a minute. We're waiting on Ryan to advance the session here. Stalling a bit, and it's my own fault because I made us come on this early. But, all right, here we go. Starting grid should be able to pop up here in just a second. So, again, we'll confirm here that Nathan Reynolds, in what is scheduled to be his final full-time appearance here with the Venom Truck Series, will lead the field to green here in Kansas. On the outside pole, how about it, though? Eric Breeding with a great qualifying lap. He will start on the outside pole. Luke Peterson and John Kay, Alabama gang teammates, on row number 2. Matt Schlosser, the rookie of the season officially for season number 7, will start in 5th. Ryan Dye going to start exactly where he finished last week at Martinsville, P6. Brody Gunter and Steve Roman on row number 4. It's Tyler Bergert starting inside the top 10 here with the season 7 most improved driver as voted on by his peers. Kyle Zittel rounds out your top 10. Michael Dean and Paul Ellison. A special night for Paul here tonight as we honor his nephew, Layton Ellison. More on that as this race unfolds today. But Paul will start in 12th. Andy Poliski and Ryan Borboom on row number 7. Cole Maxwell and Jan Van Lee are on row number 8. Paul Sargent, Austin Holyfield on row 9. It's Pascal Samard and Corey Rutherford on row 10. Mark Dillon Jr., Chad Stearns, and Kyle Dumig will make up the 23 truck field to send season 7 to bed. Trucks are rolling off pit road. Matt, track conditions, and some other strategy notes as we're getting ready to take on Kansas.
Looking at 86 degrees on the track temperature here. Sun's going down, so it's going to be nice and grippy, hopefully, for the drivers here around Kansas tonight. We're looking at 135 laps around the track tonight. Fuel window's going to be right around 50 laps or so. So we're looking at a 2-stop race, 3 extra sets of tires in the pits for the drivers to use. No fast repairs. And, it's the last race of the season. Everybody's looking to make a big splash before we have a little break.
Who will carry the momentum into the long off-season here? Or will Nathan Reynolds take the momentum to the grave? The virtual grave, that is.
Sure.
Yeah. Reynolds and Breeding. A lot of the Alabama gang contingent up front here in Kansas. We are underway for the season finale.
John Kay thought about a move to the inside of Luke Peterson, decided better of it.
If you weren't here with us last week at Martinsville, there was a number change for Throwback Week, but that number change is permanent. Luke Peterson now is running truck number 38. That was the number that Nathan Reynolds was running, but he moved back to his original 51 for the final 2 races of his season. So Peterson, permanently number 38 now. Not permanently in second, though, as John Kay's looking underneath. These 3 have put some distance back to Eric Breeding, who rides in 4th, with Brody Gunter right behind him, Schlosser, Zittel, Bergert, and Dye, and Steve Roman all in the top 10 behind. Kay again underneath of his teammate Peterson.
Kay should be able to clear down here through turns 1 and 2. He does. Peterson will have a little bit of a run. We'll see if he decides to take it or not. Breeding continues to run in 4th, even though he's been under fire. Here goes John Kay underneath of Nathan Reynolds as well.
Reynolds still leads it at the line. Kay is out ahead, though, and clear. Here's Peterson underneath. Peterson looking for second. You mentioned the sun going down here, looking for grip. If you remember how locked down Las Vegas was, Kansas is a bit weird, especially with this scan in particular. They scanned it right after the repave in the early 2010s. I don't know, if everybody remembers the new Kansas, right after they repaved it, there was cautions galore. Nobody had any grip on this track. Kansas is in a weird flux state on this scan, where sometimes there's grip and sometimes you're hanging on for dear life. So we'll see where we fall on that scale tonight.
Yeah, hard to tell so far. Only a few laps into the race, but we're going to find out shortly as the laps click off here.
Well, Brady Gunter is sure finding some grip here. He's up to 4th. As Reynolds trying to regain 2nd, puts Peterson up on the top side and under fire here from the driver that is looking to finish runner-up at the point standings, Brady Gunter.
And Kyle Zittle's right here with this group as well.
This really is a Las Vegas rerun so far. This is the same 5 drivers that finished in the top 5 in that race after breaking away. Just in a different order.
Yeah, certainly not as much of a breakaway at this point. But we'll see how it develops as the laps click off here.
Schlosser digging hard in P6. Eric Breeding and Ryan Dye are battling in 7th, side by side behind him. Steve Roman and Tyler Bergert still going at it as well.
Gunter ends up sliding in behind Luke Peterson. Ryan Dye working his way through the field. Fell back a little bit there in the beginning, now working his way up.
We got Hunter Engrave in the chat. Hunter will be on track tomorrow night with the Daredevil Series at Bristol, which is going to be a disaster. Everybody needs to watch it.
But yes, a
beautiful disaster.
Entertaining, beautiful disaster, yes.
Yes, indeed. Brady Gunter says he has some confidence about that race tomorrow night. Talking with him after our Sunday night series, in which I owe a lot of thanks to Hunter Engrave for my result in that race. So a double shout out to Hunter. Yes.
All right, Tommy, these groups starting to split up a little bit more here. Top 6 about 7/10 in front of Ryan Dye, who has Steve Roman and Eric Breeding behind him, who are battling for that position, number 8. Now everybody's going to go single file for a minute.
Can't tell if Peterson's trying to hold the bottom or if he's trying to run the middle, but either way, it's putting some distance back from Nathan Reynolds. And I think Brady Gunter's wanted to get around.
It's interesting as Schlosser, who is in 6th, is running well up the racetrack compared to those in front of him.
Feels like that's a good way to burn it up. But you're not going to know until you try it.
That's what I would think as well. Seems to be carrying a lot of speed right now, pulled right up to Kyle Zittle. But the gap from Schlosser back to Ryan Dye continues to grow here.
Yeah, over a second between those two, between 6th and 7th. Steve Roman continuing to work now on the outside of Ryan Dye to try and make that pass. Give a call to Ryan Borboom back in P11. He's knocking on the door of Dino, who's back in the field today. The Dino driver's holding it down in P10. Roman underneath Dye. Looking to clear the 2-time series champion Will. Here's Schlosser making a bid to get up into the top 5 on the outside of Zittel. How long can you work at it here on the top side before you're going to start feeling it at a mile and a half?
Well, I mean, we're kind of comparing this to Las Vegas a little bit. I mean, seemingly from that race, tires really didn't come into play much at all. I mean, of course, this track is a little bit different, but how similar will it be? I mean, if it's pretty similar, it's not going to matter a whole lot here towards the end of the run, but we'll have to see if that's the case or not. Kind of an unknown here tonight coming in. Oh, look like
boy.
Schlosser got tied up into the wall. Zittel's going to go through on the bottom again.
I will say, times have fallen off a second already.
So certainly not the same as we saw in Las Vegas. Starting to see a lot of the drivers migrate a little bit farther up the racetrack.
Yeah, best lap for John Kay is a 31.05. His last lap was a 32.23.
Wow, that's a lot of fall off.
Yes, indeed. So Schlosser may be paying the piper here before too much longer, and the piper apparently is Steve Roman because he's catching up pretty quick.
Yeah, he's already started paying. The double zeros coming right up to the bumper here.
And maybe the early falling back for Eric Breeding is going to pay off. Remember, he started on the outside pole. He's working underneath Ryan Dye. It's starting to move back forward here as the early pushers are coming back.
Lots of the sort of movement we saw from Maximum Velocity Truck Series, CNC Home Designs Truck Series, I should say, on Thursday at the old 2008 scan of Atlanta.
And development up front, Nathan Reynolds took the high line in 3 and 4 and now is continuing to work to the outside of John Kay. He's looking to take the race lead back. On the outside.
Whoa!
I was going to say, Kay couldn't push it too hard there, and that's going to allow Reynolds to scream on by.
Yeah, Kay got tight nearly up into his teammate, and Reynolds there had to back way off the throttle. Reynolds goes by, and Luke Peterson able to close the gap a little bit.
Dye and Dean battling for 9th. They're side by side through the tri-oval here as Reynolds, the pole sitter, back up at the front.
And you see most of these top 4 drivers have started migrating towards the top of the racetrack down there in turns 1 and 2.
Bertie Gunter has got almost a second and a half back to Kyle Zittel in P5. Zittel with a bit of a gap back to Vroman, but that gap is closing steadily. Seems like Vroman has kept his stuff in check here in the opening stretch. Working lap number 20 right now. Had 2 different leaders up front.
Ryan Dye starting to slip back a little bit. He's gotten knocked down to 10th right now. Ryan Boardroom's right there behind him. He's battling Michael Dean for 9th right now.
John Kay starting to give up quite a bit of time. Luke Peterson has reeled him into about 2 truck lengths. And closing.
So after about 15 to 20 laps, we figured out this is going to be a pretty traditional mile-and-a-half experience here tonight.
I will say, you said it's a 2-stop race with 50 laps of fuel, but how many people are thinking about breaking this up into 3 stops at this point, maybe going 45 or maybe even 40-40?
I think it depends on how you've treated this first run. If you thought it might go one way and it's gone another and you've really blistered those tires real bad, you might decide that a 3-stop race is your go-to here.
So some drivers like John Kay who got awfully close to the wall there.
Here comes Luke Peterson on the inside off the mistake from Kay, who has gotten awfully tight up to the wall, especially out of turn 2. Looking for a crossover now on the teammate.
So a bit of life there in the 2 truck. And Bertie Gunter looking with a run here. Going to block it and jostling through the tri-oval. And all this is looking pretty good in Nathan Reynolds' mirror, I would imagine. Yeah, Kay, Schlosser, and Dye, it seems like in the opening run here is, Gunter up in the wall. I mean, that was a pretty hard shot there.
Yeah, he lost a ton of time to Peterson. Now
under 100.
Back to the clutches of Zittel.
Under 150 miles an hour there. I mean, he lost almost a second and a half.
Here's car inside camera with Luke Peterson.
Oh, Zittel's going to hit him! They touch! Zittel pushed straight up the track, right into the quarter panel. Oh, and it's going from bad to worse for Brody Gunter. And a meatball flag to boot. So that's 3 strikes, and it might be season over for Gunter, who's trying to bring it home second to the points.
There's Gunter in the 0-1, mired in traffic now. Peterson still looking to make a move on Kay. Kay barely able to get up in front of the 38.
Gunter should be coming to pit road this time. We may have to dial that one up here as soon as John and Luke get this figured out up front.
Yeah, we're gonna try and find it here for sure. Let's go ahead and see if we can take a look. And that's the exact same thing we were talking about with John Kay getting tight up off of turn 2. That's exactly what happens to Kyle Zittel as well. He's trying to turn that wheel, tries to get off the gas, just was too deep and too fast into that corner. And pretty big contact there with Gunter, and Gunter into the outside wall. Obviously with the meatball, his night is about as good as over.
So some developments through the field. Contact between Burgert and Stearns. They're both fine to continue. Apologies exchanged. Had an incident, I think, with Mark Dillon Jr. and Paul Sargent. Mark Dillon Jr. has left the session. Paul Sargent spent 4 laps on pit road, but has come back out on track. And Corey Rutherford just had an upload packet loss, and he is... I mean, that's the 3rd time that's happened in 4 weeks, unfortunately, for Corey.
It is, it's pretty wild back here in the back half of the field. Lots of drivers all right here close together. You got Chad Stearns and Burgert kind of leading this group. And then Ryan Dye, Cole Maxwell, Andy Poliski, Ryan Borboom, Austin Holyfield, Jan Van Leer. I mean, most of the rest of the field is with this group.
Burgert is really the only driver thus far that is staying put outside of the top 3. Everybody else is either charging up or falling back hard. Burgert started in 9th. He's currently hanging on to 11th. Chad Stearns, case in point, started 22nd, and he's already up to the top 10 in typical Chad Stearns fashion.
Yeah, the way that these tires are falling off, this seems like a Chad Stearns sort of night. Just, I don't know if he didn't put a qualifying lap in or just kind of biffed it on his qualifying effort, but having to come from deep in the field does not make this very easy.
Well, we didn't say Chad Stearns' name, but twice last week at Martinsville, and he almost snuck into the top 5 there at the end. Or actually did sneak into the top 5 there at the end. So, yeah, it's feeling like another Chad Stearns typical run here. We'll see how it unfolds. Half a second now between John Kay and Luke Peterson. But Zittel and Vroman side by side behind them. That's for spot number 4. And Vroman going to take that with ease. We like to joke around about the Steve Vroman overcut, but he's in a good spot to not have to do that if he really wants.
Yeah, already into the top 5, and I was just getting ready to start talking about some strategy again here. We break this race up into thirds for a 2-stop strategy, looking right at lap 145, or excuse me, at lap 45 for the first round of pit stops. And three rounds of 45 will get you right to the 135 point. So seems pretty easy. We'll see who undercuts. We'll see who overcuts. There's a potential for that as well. But seems like a straightforward strategy here tonight. But of course, these drivers always have a couple of tricks up their sleeve.
Nathan Reynolds has a 2.5 of fall off already.
2.5 of fall off, but also a 2.5 lead over John Kay right now.
Yeah, for Kay, it's nearly 2 seconds. And likewise on back through the pack.
Speaking of, there's a car inside camera for Nathan Reynolds. Gloves haven't had to come off yet here tonight. Hoping to not have to take them off, I'm sure. Whoa, he's up in the wall.
That was a pretty hard shot.
Finally
nudged it again there, yeah.
Finally gets it pulled off, but he has lost a ton of time. You can see John Kay there in the shot. Closing in.
Yeah, John is done. Wow, we're right up against it again. John has done a nice job to not panic there, to settle into a groove with the tire wear. Now maybe smelling a little bit of blood in the water here.
And after you have a moment like that, it's so difficult to keep your composure and not get back into that wall.
I would have hit it 2 more times by now.
I was going to say, of course, Reynolds, a 3-time champion, is...
4-time.
Well, yeah, 4-time. I mean, is it official yet? I don't know.
Oh, it's official.
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
Kyle Zittel!
Oh!
Kyle Zittel's up in the wall.
Wow.
Everybody's starting to have trouble here, deep into this run. Chad Stearns now getting around Matt Schlosser. Schlosser just pushed it way too hard there in the opening laps, I think, and he's really biting the bullet here in the back half of the run. Oh, and Schlosser up into the wall. Here goes Paul Ellison. Lots of drivers having extreme issues. Just counting down the time until they can come down pit road there. I mean, they could come down, but it would not be the best strategy move to do that.
It would solidify the 3-stop, which would be interesting. I don't know if that's the winning move, though, or even if it's a top 10 move.
Oh, here he comes. Wow. Okay.
All right. Take a swing at it. Why not?
I mean, theoretically, if he really takes care of his stuff here in the next run, he could still do a 2-stop race. We're only 5 laps from the ideal pit window for the 2-stop strategy.
Schlosser already the rookie of the season here in Season 7 with 2 race victories. He swept the road courses. Would have been an interesting points battle with Tyler Logan. Logan dropped out of the race. We'll hope to see him back in Season 8. But Schlosser will take the top honors here for the rookie class of Season 7, and deservedly so. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about him on the road courses because obviously he has been really, really great at those here this season. But, I mean, he has shown lots of speed on the ovals as well. I think as we've kind of seen in this run particular, you know, he's still kind of trying to figure out how to save tires here in the truck and what tracks he needs to do it at. I mean, the overall pace is there, just trying to dial in how hard you can go at the beginning of these runs has been a little tricky for him this season.
Chad Stearns with a pass on Kyle Zittel to move up into 7th, so Stearns continues to march. Peterson drawn close to John Kay again for 2nd. As pit stops looming ahead here in the next 5 to 10 laps for sure, but closer to 5.
We'll take another look car inside with Luke Peterson. We were there once when the incident with Kyle Zittel and Brody Gunter occurred. Peterson flirting with the wall big time there.
Well, John Kay was less than flirting. He was hitting on it quite literally.
Peterson had to get way off the throttle to get himself off the wall.
Vroman undercut. Didn't have that on your bingo card for tonight, did you? So Vroman, really the first driver that's not been floundering to hit pit road here. Does it on lap 42, coming to 43.
We're estimating 2 or 3 laps early there for Vroman. Will he pull anybody else in is the question. Big run from Peterson out of 4 here.
I would imagine somebody's thinking about coming in now. Peterson looking to take it. Andy Poliski down pit road this time. Uncontested. Peterson to P2. They've got Paul Sargent coming up on him. He's on 20-lap fresher tires, and here comes John Kay to pit road. So that will do the trick. 2 laps between Vroman and Kay. Will that be enough to get Steve the position without actually having to make the pass?
Here comes Eric Breeding as well.
Yeah, this should bring in quite a few folks.
And this is the lap that we had marked as the ideal pit stop anyway, so I'm sure we're going to see a lot of drivers come down here on lap 45.
Holyfield and Samar down pit road as well. Here comes Nathan Reynolds from the lead. Luke Peterson as well. Peterson pretty aggressive on entry there. Austin Holyfield has picked up a black flag for speeding.
Stearns, Layton Ellison, yeah, this is almost everybody.
The Dean of drivers, Michael Dean and Ryan Dye, looks like are the 2 stayers, and Ryan Borboom as well. So they go 1, 2, 3. Everybody else is in, or has been already.
And Michael Dean's going to go another lap. Ryan Dye looks like he's going to go another lap as well. Borboom is coming in this time, though.
Peterson made up time on Nathan Reynolds. Great pit stop there for Luke Peterson. Continues to make up time. Boy, Reynolds was flirting there with the white line. You can't go above that until you cross the blue cone. And Peterson going to take full advantage here. Here he is looking for what will be 3rd. They've both been leapfrogged by John Kay and Steve Vroman. Dye from the lead. It actually, Matt Schlosser is cycled out to what would be the lead, but John Kay is working on him for that right now.
Yeah, Schlosser in really early was able to get out in front of all these drivers on the cycle, but John Kay has made work of the 40 already.
So Nathan Reynolds back to 5th. Schlosser is moving backwards, but I mean, Kay and Vroman weren't giving up that much time. Vroman especially.
No, John Kay came in only 1 lap earlier than Peterson and Reynolds and has put a ton of time on both of them. He's 3 seconds in front of Luke Peterson right now.
I thought Peterson was more aggressive than Reynolds on pit entry, but I certainly did not think they were going to lose that much time. But maybe the tires are even way more powerful than we were talking about already.
Reynolds has some sort of problem. Did he get a penalty?
He's coming back down pit road. He did not have a penalty from what I saw. Not sure what the issue is.
We're going to go to his camera here real quick. Something's not right with his wheel. Something's wrong here. I saw him kind of tug on his wheel a little bit, like trying to lock it in place or something.
Well, he took his pit exit very gingerly. I mean, Peterson was able to bank up 3 truck lengths on him, so...
He's taking his gloves off.
Wow. He's coming over the radio right now. I'll relay the message.
All right, well, we'll figure out what's going on there. We're going to go back up to front of the field. John Kay leads it. Steve Roman's gotten around Schlosser as well.
The sim will not let him take tires.
Wow.
I've never even heard of that before.
You know what's funny? Somebody that was in the Super Speedway League that we ran last night told me that one of their teammates, it wouldn't allow them to uncheck tires.
Wow.
Which on green flag pit stops and super speedways is quite crucial. So that's an interesting development.
That is strange, and I mean, maybe the classic Metal Gear Solid exclamation point is flashing above some heads right now. That is concerning, to say the least. John Kay leading, Steve Roman, Schlosser, Peterson, and now Stearns in 5th. Oh, Paul Sargent is up in the wall by Vroman.
Good battle between the 5 and the 55. That's Yanmin Lear and Paul Ellison. This is for a top 10 position.
We're working lap number 53 right now. Tonight is the Layton River Memorial 135. It's a night for Paul Ellison, a special night here. This is his nephew, Layton Ellison. Unfortunately, Layton was killed in August of 2021 in an alignment accident at his work at just 19 years old. A tremendous loss to Paul, but Paul has talked about how he's confided in the Venom Truck Series community after the loss. And I mean, Paul is, you and I got to know him a lot better since Season 5. Paul is one of the best people that we know in all of iRacing, not just in Venom. He's a super guy, and talks about how it still hurts every day. And, you know, it's only a couple months ahead of probably my worst day in my life. And so I can relate to the pain that Paul feels and that the entire Ellison family feels. So as lap 55 goes up on the board for truck number 55, we're going to take a lap in silence of remembrance here for Layton River Ellison. This truly is an annual event here for the Venom Truck Series. Paul only sponsors the race once a year on the race that is closest to Layton's birthday, and it just so happens that today would have been Layton's 22nd birthday. So a very happy birthday to Layton Ellison, and to all the entire Ellison family. Your strength is inspiring, and we're thinking of you each and every day, even some number of years removed, but never gets easier. But we appreciate Paul. He's a godsend here on the sim. Love working with Paul on and off the track. And, appreciate everything that he does here, as he is working on Tyler Burgert for spot number 11. No real developments up at the front of this field other than John Kay putting some distance between he and Steve Roman. Gap is up over 2 seconds now.
Yeah, we also continue to watch Chad Stearns start working his way through the field again. Obviously likes to play the tire game. He knows how to save tires better than anybody out here. And he had to start deep in the field. He got to either 6th or 7th before the green flag pit stops. Currently sits in 6th and is trying to work on Michael Dean, but has Eric Breeding coming up behind him. So hoping to make another big run towards the end of this cycle on the tires and then make a big push towards the end of the race.
Peterson closing in on Vroman. Vroman working the top side of the track. Peterson's been railing the bottom here, down below the white line in the tri-oval.
And again, still, I mean, even, obviously we know Reynolds had the issue with tires, but for Peterson, I don't know if maybe he got slowed down by Reynolds trying to come out of the pits down on the apron or what, but, I mean, Peterson lost a ton of time to John Kay. Just 1 lap difference between those pit stops, and now is just catching up to Steve Roman, who came in a few laps earlier, so seems like definitely not even close to an ideal pit stop for Peterson, and he's trying to make the best of it right now, looking underneath the 00.
I do think he had a great pit entry, but you're right. He got bundled up there by Reynolds, who I guess was on older tires on pit exit. But making the most of it here with a couple lap fresher tires. Then to 00 Vroman, a couple of weeks removed from his 3rd career Venom Truck Series victory. Peterson still looking for that first checkered flag here in the league, but the way he's been running this season, we're not too far away from it. Peterson, can't remember if I voted for him for most improved driver or not. But
I know I did. I'll just put it out there. I mean, Kyle Zittel obviously very deserving as well, but my vote went to Luke Peterson. Peterson has been incredible in qualifying. He just hasn't really been able to put the races quite together, but this has been one of his best so far tonight.
Absolutely. A couple of podium runs here this season, several more top 5 runs, like you said, following up on the great qualifying speed he's had for the last couple of seasons. Gotten faster in qualifying and is really bringing home the races to boot. So, yes, a great season for Luke Peterson here, and looking to finish in top 5 in the points, and looking to take home another podium ahead of season number 8. We got Zach Lockett in the chat. His rookie season is over tonight as well. He says he's ready to go in June. We're looking forward to seeing you back on track at Daytona, June 4th. That is the Rocket Man Memorial for season number 8. And we're hoping to see all the cast of characters that the Venom Truck Series will bring out at Daytona with the dual racing and all. Should be exciting. And thank you as well for running the Turn 200 truck last week at Martinsville as well. Thank you very much for that. Looking forward to June to get you back on track.
We're going to go car inside here with Ryan Dye. Always rocking the car inside cam for us. Very much appreciated. He's trying to work on Andy Poliski, who Poliski has uncharacteristically struggled here tonight. Not sure if something happened to him at the beginning of the race or what have you. He qualified 13th, currently sits in 13th, although Ryan Dye's trying to take that from him. So has just been kind of a mediocre night here for Poliski, and certainly maybe hoping to get this one over with and go back after another championship here come around to season 8.
Yeah, there were a couple of drivers who were kind of nonplussed about tonight. You know, it is a lame duck race, truly, with the championship already wrapped up, even with problems for our top 2 drivers in the points. Andy Poliski, I think, has an outside chance to get up to 3rd, especially now with problems for Brody Gunter, or to get up to 2nd, rather. That might happen, maybe not, I'm not sure. But Andy probably not having the night that he was looking for. But my point to that was, there were several drivers who seemed a bit, and one of those drivers was John Kay, who talked to me before the race and said, I'm just ready to get this one over with. But I have a feeling he's either pretty nervous at this point or he's pretty amped up. about Michael Dean here, making a pass on Matt Schlosser to move up to 4th?
Yeah, Dino, nice drive for him. Don't think we've seen it. Was he at Martinsville last week? I don't think so.
He was not. No, neither him or Brantley Gainey were at Martinsville last week. Gainey also, I don't believe, here tonight either. Was on vacation last week.
Well, Schlosser, of course, on the very early pit strategy right now. He's going to start losing a few positions here in the next 15 or so laps, probably. Looking at lap 90 for the ideal pit stop, by the way, to split this race into thirds. So we got about 20 laps to go.
And give a call out as well to Michael Dean. His mile and a halfs this season, I don't remember him being particularly bad at mile and a halfs, but it seems like he has always been a player whenever we get to the cookie cutter tracks in Season 7. So a lot to build on heading into next season. Even with as wild of a schedule as Season 8 is promising to be, Dino's had some really solid runs here this season. So call out to him. Hopefully he can bring it home here tonight, as Chad Stearns just dispatched of Matt Schlosser rather quickly to fill up the mirror of that 73.
Yeah, and Chad Stearns, just unbelievable student of the game. I was in a Gen 4 race with him last week at Auto Club. Unfortunately, I got put a couple laps down really before the race even started, so I had to try to work my way through that. There were a couple cautions. I was able to get back on the lead lap, but Stearns, I know he finished in the top 5. Might have been a podium finish for him. I mean, he never stops. He's always racing anything he can, and really learns from every session he has out there. Here comes Eric Breeding as well, starting to gain that time on Schlosser. This would be getting Breeding up to 6th.
There's no question that Schlosser is moving backwards, but I mean, Breeding on his runs has been a bit of a late bloomer tonight. Really seems to find the pace in the middle and the late portions of the green flag stretch.
Yeah, right there in the middle of that first run, that's when he was definitely at his best. Just like everybody else started really fading there at the very end of the run, but everybody did. But right here in the middle, that's really where he made his ground up on that first round of green flag before we got to the pit stops.
Stearns has moved to the outside. Kyle Dumick just hit the apron in front of him. Thought he was going to wash up the track there, but is going to keep it down and then pull up on his own. Regardless, sort of putting Stearns in a box here.
Whoa, and that looked like contact between them.
Awfully close. Stearns unfazed.
He's a man of few words, that's for sure.
Yes.
Even if he was phased, he's not going to say much about it.
No.
But knowing him, you're right. He probably was not phased in the slightest.
He's just about seen it all at this point, I would imagine. Like you said, he's a racing machine. He's going to leave this and immediately hop on a Hosted somewhere. And probably another one after that.
Still working his top line. Has not been able to clear Michael Dean quite yet. But his getting the good runs, the momentum line there on the top, he is going to edge out in front of Dean, and it's going to be off of turn 2.
So now the work for Stearns to catch up to Vroman is 6 seconds. It's 2 seconds from Vroman up to Peterson, and now only 1 second between John Kay and Luke Peterson. That gap has been halved in the last 10 laps or so.
Well, I mean, when Chad Stearns made up his most positions, it was in the last 20 laps of the run. So we're into that. He's going to start to really make up some time, hopefully, here. But Peterson continues to close in on John Kay. It's under a second now.
I'm not too sure John Kay didn't get into the wall there on entry in turn 3. He's been right up, nuzzled against the wall the last couple of laps. It's easy for that to happen. You're right. Regardless of how it's happening, Peterson is gaining rapidly. 10th, 2/10 a lap for the last 5 or 6 laps.
And you talked about Steve Roman. Steve Roman, early down pit road, he came down on lap 42 to get a nice undercut to the folks that came in on laps 44, 45, and 46.
Brody Gunter going to blow past the top 2 here. He just came down pit road 2 laps ago. I hear somebody down in the grass in the tri-oval. We're still green, so I'm not sure who that was.
And an update for those curious, Nathan Reynolds has never come out of the pits, and he has also disconnected his car and side camera. So seems like that issue was never able to get resolved, which is
weird.
I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it. Unfortunate is the understatement of the year.
Well, we talk about Luke Peterson looking for that first race victory. It seems like on the channel, we've been having a lot of first-time race winners in Turn 200 the last few weeks. It's looking pretty good at this point to add another one to the list. Unfortunately, it might come at the expense of his teammate, John Kay. But Luke Peterson tracking down the race leader.
Well, wouldn't it be fitting for Nathan Reynolds' last race to be won by the 38, even though he's not in it?
Oh, Peterson looked like a bit loose there on the top side. Yeah, that 38 has seen a lot of time in victory lane the last couple of seasons.
Peterson at the end of the first run was never quite comfortable getting all the way up by the wall. We see him kind of run a half a truck width to maybe a truck width and a half kind of off of the wall, which in the long run seems to have helped him because he never gets into the wall. We saw just about everybody else actually get into it, but he never did. But on the pure speed standpoint, just isn't quite as fast typically as running right up against that wall when we get late into this run. But still trying to gain some time. He's pretty much stayed lock in step with Kay, but hasn't gained a ton of time here.
If you remember, about 4 laps before they came down to pit, or rather 4 laps before John Kay came down to pit, Peterson was able to pass Kay to get up to what was second at the time.
And Kay, more of a diamond line there. He started high and then came down low through the exit of the corner. Lost a lot of time there down the backstretch, though.
I was going to say, it looked like he had to feather it a bit out of 2, and I mean, it's closed up to a truck length or just a little bit more than that. Peterson knocking on the door. Lap truck of Pascal Simard ahead. He might dictate the battle here. But Peterson wanted to take it before it's done. Kane leaves the top side open for him. It may feel all but inevitable at this point. As long as Peterson can keep it out of the wall, he's looking to rocket around the outside and take the lead for the first time tonight. It was Peterson at the line. Still work to do, though.
Good exit from Kay on the bottom of turn 2, but they're around the top side. Just too much speed for Peterson. Peterson to the lead. Now John Kay is going to start asking himself, does he stick to the 1-lap undercut? Does he go to a 2-lap undercut? Does he now just come in with Luke? What is he going to do to make this thing happen?
Keep in mind, the longest we saw anybody go in the opening stretch was 48 laps. So logistically, where do we have to stretch it?
I mean, in 2 laps, we'll be at where you would have to run 48 laps. We're only 5 laps away from the kind of ideal, really 4 laps now from the ideal spot to pit. So, I mean, we're right here. Anybody could come down pit road this time around for sure.
Pascal Simard staying to the bottom. John Kay not going away. Oh, now he is. He's up on the wall. Andy Poliski tried to bail it off on pit road this time, but picked up a black flag. So his race is continuing to shamble a bit. Matt Schlosser coming in now.
Yeah, that's no surprise. He stretched it a long ways from... He came to pit on lap 38, I believe, last time. He had to come really early because he blew his tires up at the beginning of that run. So he's put a lot of laps on that set of tires.
Is shamble a verb? Did I make that up? No, shambles is the word.
I know... I've heard of a shamble, but typically it's a golf term the way I use it. And it's a noun, not a verb, so I don't know. Who the hell knows?
We play the same game, partner. I'll just tell you that much. Oh, John Kay slowing down. He's going to pit. Coming to lap 89.
And I don't think that's really much of a surprise. He started really struggling there, had some lap cars there with him. Here comes Chad Stearns as well.
Steve Roman, crucially, does not pit. He beat Kane to pit road last time by a lap, 2 laps to Peterson. But Roman's still out on track. Interesting that Chad Stearns from 4th would do that, though. Or I guess... Stearns
typically very good on that long run. Usually he stays out maybe an extra lap or two.
Jan Van Leer quietly in the top 10. He's coming down pit road this time. Vroman down right now. Kay is away.
And Stearns may have felt like he wore out his equipment a little bit more than he wanted to. Michael Dean was able to really stay with Stearns after Stearns got around Dean. So here comes race leader.
Race leader down pit road. Tyler Berger and Eric Breeding are both hanging around the top 10. They've both come down this time. Michael Dean in.
And Dino, who he stretched it a good 3 laps farther than everybody else, he decides to come in with everybody else this time around.
Ellison pitting. Kyle Zittel currently the race leader. Cole Maxwell and Ryan Dye are also still out on track. Pascal Simard a bit off cycle. He's still out on track as well, but a lap down.
Kay now in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Where will he cycle out with Peterson?
Peterson just coming off pit road. I think Kay has made great time on him, but it's a question of can he keep the speed up? This is a similar gap it's looking to be to what Peterson had to close up on him last time.
Gap was right about 3 seconds after kind of all the dust settled. Difference is John Kay came in 2 laps in front of Peterson rather than just 1 this last time, and the gap is only about 0.2 more than it was before. So Peterson, as long as he has a similar run, has to feel pretty good about his chances here.
Zittel is in. That gives Ryan Dye the top spot. Pascal Simard now coming back down pit road. Dye will forego pit road again.
Closest battle right now is Schlosser and Stearns fighting for 5th.
I'd say that's pretty close. Again, Schlosser off cycle. He's been the first driver on pit road both of these pit cycles. Just trying to do something. It's gotten him, I'd say, net track position. We'll see how net it is by the end of the race. I don't think there's any question that Stearns is going to get through here pretty quick, unless something goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Stearns is also trying to save his stuff for that late run push yet again, so he's not going to be too hard on the throttle trying to get around Schlosser immediately. Might decide to ride for a little bit here until Schlosser's tires really start to get out from under him.
And again, we always look to Chad Stearns for long-run pace. He's looking to be on for a podium here. So his real adversary would be Steve Vroman.
Speaking of Steve Vroman, here comes Vroman to try and pass Luke Peterson. And he's got to clear easy.
I was just about to say, Vroman went a lap longer than what we've seen him the last pit cycle. And looks like it is benefiting him greatly here. This is for third. It will be for second, as Ryan Dye is coming down pit road this time to give up the lead officially to John Kay.
Have to wonder if that's Peterson trying to save some for later on in this run when he's trying to pass John Kay, or if Vroman really is just that much faster right now.
You know, it's one thing to try and hitch your wagon to Steve Vroman if he's willing to push here early in the run, but you're also going to burn your stuff up riding this close behind Vroman for any length of time. So there's pros and cons. There's no question, though, Vroman is the fastest driver out on track right now. I mean, he is blazing a trail. This has been quite the race of twists and turns here, and we're not even using the infield rotors.
Now that's a race I'd like to see.
Oh, if only. I mean, Nathan does have some champions picks left. See how crazy he's wanting to get. I've heard that his 3 champions picks are interesting. So, maybe? I don't know if he's been introduced to the glories of the Kansas infield road course or not, though. So maybe it seems like wishful thinking. But regardless, it did seem like after Reynolds had his unfortunate issue that this race fell into the lap of the Alabama gang still. But Steve Vroman looking to spoil the party here. Tracking down John Kay to the tune of about 0.3 a lap. And Luke Peterson will have to pass Vroman.
Yeah, Peterson may be thinking that it was a bit of a mistake to let Vroman go by there. Seems like Peterson is now on the pedal. And John Kay slipping back really quickly here.
Rapidly. Like half a second this last lap.
I mean, this is way earlier for him to fall backwards than he did the last run. I mean, it took 25 laps for Peterson to really reel John Kay in. It's only been 10, and Vroman is within a second already.
Maybe this is the Carlos Sainz strategy of saving, backing up, keeping everybody compacted, and then being able to take advantage there. But in a truck at an oval, that is a risky strategy to say the least. This isn't the streets of Singapore or wherever they were at. From what we've seen, John Kay, I think, is in a bit of trouble. You can see the pace differential here. Steve Vroman is hauling the mail. Vroman going to peek inside. Kay dives it down to the middle. Good defense. How about a 3-truck battle here at Kansas? Kay with the block. Vroman's got the pace. He's up top. Could this be the opening that Steve Vroman's looking for? Kay up to defend. Vroman's got a bit of a run, but Peterson to his left rear quarter panel. Vroman with a bump draft.
Yeah, Vroman is tucked right up underneath that spoiler of John Kay. And Peterson might look to the inside while they're battling there on the top side.
The momentum is for the tanking. Nobody's got it right now. Vroman wants some momentum from the top side here to make a pass for the lead. But stays tucked in right behind John Kay. And the longer this takes, I'd say the more it benefits John Kay. Oh, but Kay right up there against the wall.
Here comes Peterson underneath.
Vroman pushed too much too soon.
Whoa!
Paul Sargent on fresh tires is approaching. He'll have to find his way through.
Yeah, that's going to get interesting.
Sargent on the bottom. Gonna route Peterson back up to the top side. Here is the value of fresh tires tonight at Kansas. How much speed Sargent is able to carry through the turns here. And he'll do it again.
Look at how much Peterson has backed off Kay and Vroman. Wondering if Peterson really didn't want to push that hard, but Steve Vroman kind of forced his hand a little bit.
Kay having to dive it to the bottom. Vroman continuing to try and dime in the corners here. Maybe just saying, okay, go ahead. I'll wait. You guys can come on back to me when you're ready.
Wow, Kay right up along that wall.
Those are restaurant margins up top. Peterson can't lag back too much if he is trying to conserve. It's about 6/10 right now. Talk about effective draft ranges being about 1.5 seconds at the super speedways, but we're not at a super speedway.
I heard a little bit of sheet metal on the wall. I think it might have hit John Kay.
Vroman does have a run. You could be right. Here's Vroman with another look to the bottom. Could this be the slider for the lead? Vroman going to look for it. Kay not going to back out. He's going to cross him up.
Kay's been awfully tight on exit. I don't think he's going to be able to slide up in front of Vroman. He's going to try it.
A couple of inches to spare. Here's another crossover.
And look at Peterson come into the picture while these two battle.
Vroman moving up the track, inching his way up. Kay again, going to look down to the bottom. Something's got to give at the front of the field here at Kansas. Okay, did not get the entry he was looking for there. It could be a big run for Vroman down the front stretch through the tri-oval. Kay looking to defend. Pushes him all the way down to the grass. And here is Luke Peterson. Nobody got a good entry there except for the 38. Preach is up top, sending a Hail Mary. Oh, boy. Off center push, Peterson into the wall in 3.
It's not stopping the 38, though. He still has a huge run. Clears John Kay.
Kay back to 3rd. Lap 112 of 135 on the board for the season finale here for the first time in Venom Truck Series history. We're dueling it out in Kansas. Steve Vroman looking for his 2nd win of the season, the 4th of his career. Luke Peterson looking for win number 1. And John Kay waiting for it to all go bottoms up. Lap truck ahead. That's the 8 of Kyle Dumig. Says he's staying low. Meanwhile, further back, Eric Breeding and Jan Van Leer are battling for 7th.
That's Paul Ellison right there in that fight as well.
Another 3-truck battle. Can never have too many.
By the way, Chad Stearns has worked his way up to 4th, but is 8.5 seconds behind John Kay, so effectively seems like 4th is about the best Stearns is going to be able to do, barring any major incidents here in the front.
Yeah, before Steve Roman got around Luke Peterson, I was saying that Chad Stearns might be on for the podium. Was tracking down Steve Roman pretty consistently on that last run. Stearns triggered the undercut on Roman, and then Roman just absolutely drove away.
Yeah, it's going to start getting interesting here, though. It seemed like Roman was really pushing at the beginning of this run. Kind of forced Peterson's hands. Getting down to the last 20 laps, this is when the tires really start to go on you.
And this is where Luke Peterson has been coming alive this race, in the last 20 laps of the run. So whether or not Roman has pushed too hard or whether he's pushed Peterson harder than he wanted to go, this has been Luke Peterson's ballpark here. James Lehman in the chat, howdy, howdy. A very Max V-like race tonight, very exciting. Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series will be 1.5 mile racing at Las Vegas. Coming up this Thursday night. They've had 2 incredible races to open up their 2024 season. Highly recommend you go back and watch those on Turn 200. But the trucks have been eaten of late here on Turn 200, and this is another one. A classic battle already, and we're not even to the finish. Peterson versus Roman.
Peterson had the run there out of 2.
Oh, he's in the wall!
Now.
We talked about it, razor-thin margins up top, and that's the first time Peterson's jumped it all night.
And you see the facial expression from him, absolutely disgusted with himself. Here comes John Kay. Peterson trying to lock back in.
Yeah, you can't let it dogpile. There's still work to be done, not just defending against John Kay, but rallying and regaining the time lost here on Steve Roman. Peterson has the pace on Kay. Kay's got the upper hand right now. He's got the momentum. All this while Roman is slipping away up front.
And that was a really weird exchange, too, because Peterson had a massive run out of 2 and backed off of the throttle in the middle of the backstretch just to stay behind Steve Roman. And then I don't know if he just couldn't maybe see exactly where his entry point was into 3 or what happened there. But
oh, now John Kay's in the wall. So Peterson going to move right on back. Treacherous top line here.
And while those 2 are in the wall, Steve Roman's opened it up to nearly a 2-second margin up front.
But again, Peterson, this is where he's been best, late in the run, but a lot of work to do. Still got a pretty good battle here for 7th. Jan Van Leer, Paul Ellison, Eric Breeding, all right there together. We'll keep our eyes on Peterson and John Kay and the race leader. This is the other best battle on the track.
And it's funny, we got these 3-car clumps, kind of 2 or 3 of them littered throughout the field all night. Peterson is making up time on Steve Roman, Tommy.
Yeah, made up about 4 tenths last time around. Big lap for Peterson. That was even with Brody Gunter having to work his way through. But is Roman saving?
I think Roman was pushed too hard at the beginning of this run. He blitzed by Luke Peterson when Peterson was actually on fresher tire earlier. I think Peterson was saving quite a bit. Roman was not saving in the slightest.
And 3 laps of crossovers probably doesn't help much either.
Yeah, Roman had a lot more of those with K than Peterson did with anybody.
But again, as we're closing in on 10 laps to go, you still got to make the pass.
And the advance stalled a bit right at a second here for Peterson.
Yeah, maybe it was just a small blip there for Roman. 4/10 is a lot to give up in 1 lap, but they've been running similar lap times the last couple of times after that. That time for Roman quicker. Gap continuing to open up. That time Peterson quicker.
And only 10 laps to go. Wow, Peterson.
Oh, John
K's
K.
in the wall behind.
That was a big shot.
I talked about Peterson getting more off the wall in these corners than especially John K was. He has certainly moved his way up little by little to try and get a little more speed off the exit of the corners.
Definitely the oval refresh here has come into effect maybe more than any other track we've seen thus far. The High Line has been the move, but no 2 laps on the High Line have been the same for anybody.
There's another 10th for Peterson. Starting to run out of time.
Roman, the winner at Atlanta, the new Atlanta that is, a couple of weeks ago, for his 3rd career Venom Truck Series victory. Oh, Peterson in the wall. Peterson pushing hard, trying to track him down. That may have been 1 brush too many. John K. up to 2nd.
Yeah, as long as Roman stays out of the wall, it seemingly all but seals the deal.
Yeah, the gap is doubled. It's now a 2.5. It's Roman's to lose. That doesn't mean it can't be lost.
Fittingly,
Jeremy
McKinnon's in the chat, cheering on Steve Roman.
Been a quieter season for Broke Guy. Alabama gang going to win the team championship. But Roman and Police have wins on the board. But yeah, I believe the 3rd win of the season if Roman is able to close this one out. Actually, it'd be the 4th because Jeremy McKinnon, he did win earlier this season. Feels like it's been forever ago. How could I forget?
Peterson reeling in John K. again.
Oh, but had to roll out of it big time there.
That's been the story of Peterson's final run in this race. Has been extremely fast, but too many mistakes to seal the deal.
And Peterson's had some podium finishes here in the Venom Truck Series even this season. But this really felt like the first time tonight at a non-super speedway anyway. That it felt like this race might really go his way, that he had an opportunity to seize it. Especially having to work for it on the top side. It's just so difficult.
What's really crazy is for Peterson, it seems like throughout most of the season, he's been really fast just on pure speed, but falls off at the end of the runs. Tonight, it was the opposite. He's been fast at the end of the runs. So he's certainly found something that works for him, and I'm sure he'll be excited to take it into Season 8.
Well, he's looking to take P2 here, but also trying to keep it out of the wall. It's a tough task. He and John Kay are going to have fun battling here on the last couple of laps, I would imagine. Steve Roman up front, walking away with it. 1.8 seconds back to this duo. After a record-tying 20 cautions last week, we are turns 3 and 4 in the trial away from going caution-free here tonight. Roman just wants to see the white flag, and he's got it. The final lap of Season 7. Nathan Reynolds, we'll talk to him in a moment. He's given his goodbyes over the radio, but he's given his congratulations to Steve Roman, who is going to claim Kansas Speedway. Roman, career victory number 4. John Kay will finish in second. Luke Peterson will slip back to third. The Dean of drivers, Michael Dean, going to finish things out in the top 5. Back-to-back top 5s for Chad Stearns to close out the season. But a great season for Steve Roman, who takes his second victory. We always talk about Roman as the strategist to watch, and tonight strategy prevails.
And a host of drivers coming to give their congratulations to Steve Roman.
Well, it's a bit of a tradition. I feel like the numbers are a little lower tonight, but usually in the season, everybody's out here doing burnouts. Whether you won or whether you finished 23rd. A few less tonight than usual, but a lot to celebrate here with Season 7. There goes A motor. Not sure whose it is. Things looked a bit rocky early on this season with an abundance of cautions in the first few races. But I mean, I think this was oval race number 3 or 4 that went flag to flag this season. And with that, Steve Roman headed to victory lane for the 4th time in his career, 2nd time this season. John Kay, Luke Peterson back on the podium. We'll talk to these three gentlemen momentarily. Chad Stearns in fourth, Michael Dean in fifth. Jan Van Leeren prevailed in that three-truck battle we were watching there a bit ago over Eric Breeding in seventh and Paul Ellison in eighth. Kyle Zittel, after some pretty big contact with the wall and contact with Brody Gunter as well, going to rally for a P9. Cole Maxwell going to end things out this season with a top 10. Ryan Dye in 11th. Tyler Bergert is going to finish P12 here tonight, and that, I believe, is his best career Venom Truck Series finish. So congrats to Tyler on that. P13 here for Matt Schlosser, the final driver on the lead lap. Ryan Borbin at 14th, Pascal Samard in 15th, Andy Poliski, boy, a tough night for him, in 16th, Brady Gunter in 17th, Austin Holyfield, Kyle Dumick, and Paul Sargent down in 20th. Corey Rutherford going to be the final finisher here tonight in 21st after internet problems for him. We will talk to Nathan Reynolds momentarily, but that's a disappointing end to his night early from the lead. A sim glitch takes him out of the race. He will finish in 22nd in his final full-time driver appearance with the Venom Truck Series. Mark Dillon Jr., an early retiree tonight in 23rd. Well, time to talk to your third-place finisher. He is the preacher man himself, Luke Peterson, up front battling all night long. Congrats on a P3 here, and a hard-fought one at that. Maybe a bit of disappointment on your end, I would imagine, after the race tonight, though.
Yeah. I've never been more miserable to be in this podium right now. I mean, I felt like I could get to Roman and everything was going great, which, I mean, it was great driving by him. He never tagged the wall, never got in trouble. He just kept it smooth, did his job. I did the opposite of that. I pushed it just a little bit too hard. Had Coach Reynolds in my ear the whole time, and he was keeping me calm, but I don't know how much I'll swap to the camera, but nerves got to me a little bit, just barely scrubbed that wall. And then it's like I told John after that, anything after that was free money. You might as well go for it and see what you can do.
Well, it seemed like you had great long run pace all night today. You're to pass John late in a couple of runs there. So it did seem like things were looking up there, but I think Matt and I were both a bit surprised at Steve being able to just blow past you there right after that final pit stop. Did that catch you out a little bit as well?
A little bit. So kind of our strategy had been to run about 15 to 20 on the bottom and then swap to the top and let the top play its way out after that best you could. And Steve was just talking to John in the other chat, and I'm sure y'all asked him, but he was running maybe 5 laps and then going straight to the top. And I just think the top kept the truck more stable and the runs were better. So as the bottom began to slow down, he was just able to get going and gone. And like I said, I thought I could have run him down. I mean, I was within 2/10 of him there, and I think we were going to be close. But he had that top figured out, son. He was rolling.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, just, congratulations on a podium. I know, like you said, a little bit of a disappointment. But, I mean, it felt like earlier in the season, I mean, you had the pure speed and couldn't quite figure out, saving tires throughout a run, was kind of falling throughout runs here early on in the season. But, I mean, you got to feel good about being able to hang on to a set of tires a couple of times tonight and really be able to keep the speed throughout a run and take that into Season 8, I'm sure.
Yeah, it felt like the new setups are slightly adjusted. I felt like used to I could save tire and people's would fall. I feel like now it is more of you better be good at driving to some extent because they're going to fall for a while. And then you better be in the position you want to be in because then it's going to be a dogfight with whoever you're around. So it was nice to know that we could go out there and maintain speed. I know the booth constantly says I can qualify and not hold position. So it was nice to qualify second and finish third. So,
Who says that? Come on.
Who are those idiots? I don't know.
Those guys are great and we love them.
Well, I'll tell you this much, partner. I mean, tonight is career podium number 6, according to my stat sheet for you. A couple of those, you've had good runs late after some cautions. A couple of those have just fallen your way on super speedways. But, I mean, tonight, nothing fell your way. You took this podium. You absolutely were the dominant force on the track here tonight. Whether you ended up P1, P2, or P3, tonight was your night. And if we have many more runs like that next season, we're going to be racking up the dubs here before too much longer. So keep your head held high. It was a great run here tonight. And we'll get you that win here soon. Don't you worry. But in the meantime, it was a great season for you here this season. Going to finish top 5 in the points. Congratulations to you. Anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Number one, thank you for that. shout out. I never shout out the booth, and everybody else does, and I don't know why. Shout out to you guys. It's always amazing commentating. Love Turn 200. Shout out to my beautiful wife, Kim, as always. Mom, dad, and sister, they all watch this. Keep up with it. Have a ball, so I'm sure I'll have a phone call here in a minute. Shout out to Alabama Gang and Super Kick. Those are my boys. Couldn't do it without them. It's practice and digging in. Shout out Roman. That's a great win. And in honor of the 38 tonight, it's what's on the truck for a reason. You can't do it without Mr. Reynolds, no matter what happened.
There you go, partner. Congrats on the podium. Looking forward to many more down the road. But enjoy this one, and we'll talk to you again here soon.
All right, boys. Y'all be good.
All right. It is P2 for driver number 2, John K. Congrats on the podium. You sounded a bit, I don't want to say disinterested. I think nonplussed was the word I used earlier in the pre-race.
I was what?
Nonplussed. I don't know. Tonight was just a night. It didn't seem like you were looking forward to, but you were looking forward to it being over. I don't know. How does a podium sound at the end of this one?
Considering I ran 150 laps last night, and I ran 135 laps tonight plus practice and qualifying. I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I will take a P2. Should have been P3. Should have been P3.
Well, I mean, obviously the unfortunate thing with Nathan happened, but it sort of puts this race in your lap and in Luke's lap. And then all of a sudden, Steve Roman shows up to spoil the party there at the end of the race. I mean, that was some crazy battling there with you and Steve trading sliders there for multiple laps in a row.
I'd have thrown bombs for 20 laps trying to get Luke to win. At that point, I was like, Luke ran me down the run before, and I was like, okay, Luke's probably going to end up winning this thing, which is awesome. I can't wait for Luke to win a race. He works about as hard, if not harder, than anybody in the league, and he deserves it. But I knew I wasn't going to win the race, and Steve rolls up on me, and I'm like, damn, this sucks. And then Steve slid me, and I was like, oh, hell no, you don't, because I'll throw sliders with, me and Jeremy threw sliders at Michigan for like 10 laps before you guys came in here. Every corner we were throwing sliders, and then I hit the wall. So I'll throw sliders with anybody, and there's nobody better in the league. I mean, the last guy I would have expected to be trading sliders with is freaking Steve. He's always calm and conservative, and here he is driving it off into one, and I'm like, where the hell did he go? But yeah, I was going to try and I would have, like I said, I'd have done it 20, 30, 40 laps. I don't care. I was going to try and make him burn his stuff up, which didn't work very well. It only burnt my stuff up, which is I'm fine with. It was going to get burned up anyways.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, just congrats on the podium. I mean, it was a great race for you here tonight. Obviously, the tire wear was pretty interesting. Got up into the wall a couple times, but all in all, a great run. I mean, got to be feeling somewhat relieved, I guess, that this season's over. You've had a lot of things not really go your way, and are you looking forward to kind of getting a reset here and making a push towards another possible championship run here in Season 8?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was just looking. I was down at 16th at points. I don't know if that was after Bristol or Talladega, but it was pretty bad. I was going to use a swear word, but I'll refrain. I hope you started the timer because this is about to be a long one. Yes, I'm so excited to sit around for 3 months with nothing to do points wise. I'm beyond thrilled. I'm ready for a chase format because I absolutely love it. I'm absolutely stoked. So yeah, I don't know if you can pick up on the sarcasm. I think this would be a good time to announce my retirement, but I'm not going to spoil the party for somebody else. So I'll let him have his moment. Whatever. We'll do some shenanigans in the off season. Whatever. I would rather I'd race next week if I could with these guys because they're incredible. But yeah, it is what it is.
Well, you got 6 podiums this season. You got 2 checkered flags with the All-Star
2?
race included. Oh. I mean, that's a win.
3 if you want to count the Clash. If we really just want to,
oh yeah, there you go.
If we really just want to make me,
yeah,
look
Matt,
good,
you remember that one?
That sounds good.
Yeah, do I remember?
Yeah, Matt dropped an F-bomb on that. I tried to help you. I just want you to know that I tried to help you. I think I pushed you to the front at some point.
I don't
want to hear it.
Probably not on purpose.
No, I did. I was like, hey, I painted this truck. It looks good.
Gaslighting John K, everybody.
It ain't hard to do. I'm stupid, so.
Well, no, seriously though, I know things points wise didn't go your way this season, but you had some great runs, especially pulling it together there when things looked pretty bleak. So, I mean, a great season all in all, I would say for you, and excited for next season as well. Shout outs for you. We got Brian K in the chat here. So,
oh, hey,
there you go.
Well, shout out to my girlfriend. He's gonna have to wait. She's much cooler than he is. She's working on homework, and she had to listen to me bitch and moan for the past hour and a half that I'm still have no idea what I'm doing. So, shout out to her. It got so bad the door is shut. I wish my camera was on. I would point it down the hallway. The bedroom door is shut. Shout out my dad and my mom, since he wants to be pacific about things and have me say his name first. So shout out my dad for watching all the time. Shout out my mom for watching when she can. Usually the replays because she goes to bed early. Yeah, man. Shout out the whole team. Shout out Nathan. I mean, I really, really hope you started the timer because this one might go for a minute. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know, but Nathan is, I mean, everybody knows he's an incredible racer and he's fastest man in league history, or whatever the hell people want to say about him. But more than that, I mean, if you think he's a good racer, he's an even better friend. And I told him last night that all I wanted to do was be on the podium tonight, because that dude deserves every good word in the world about him, because he has delivered on every promise when it comes to the iRacing side of things. He's made me a better driver. He's made me smarter, which is really hard to do, believe it or not. But I mean, through all that, through all the stuff that the league's gone through with change in ownership and beef and all this stupid crap that happened earlier this season with that one guy that we're not going to talk about. It just, I mean, he always stays very even keel. And I mean, I go to him with some problems about being an adult that, you know, he's always going to pick up the phone. He's always going to answer. Well, he might not always answer a text, but he'll always pick up the phone. He's a great individual. I'm glad that he took a shot on me as a sim racer. I'm even more glad that he took a shot on me as an actual friend. I hope I can make it to Bristol this year, because I don't want to miss getting flung around mountain roads. And well, it'd be an F-150 now, but you know, it's just it's awesome. And I never thought when I bought a Thrustmaster T150 and tried to do this crap on my laptop that wasn't good enough to do it. I never thought I would make a friend out of somebody that I genuinely would consider one of my best friends. So yeah, shout out Nathan for being an incredible person, an incredible career. I'm gonna have to wake up early on the weekends and race with him and get my ass kicked multiple more times, because it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be a blast. Really sucks we couldn't. I mean, I wouldn't have caught him. He got by me, and it was pretty much over from there. But would have been fun to possibly be on the podium one more time with him. I just can't say enough about him as a person and as a racer. Shout out Garrett and Paul and Kyle and Luke. Luke drove his ass off tonight, and I mean, that dude, he deserved the podium. He deserved the win even more. I wish could have done a little more to help him get it, even though he didn't need my help. Eric Breeding, I'm Brandon Vyers. I don't even know. There's so many freaking people in that Discord that are all incredible. I think I got them all, though. I wouldn't want to leave anybody off the list. Paul Ellison, got to say Paul one more time. Paul's another one that's always kept me even keel, because believe it or not, I'm quite the spark plug when I'm racing. So I have a quick temper. But yeah, man, shout out you guys. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for another incredible season. I can't wait to go back and watch some of these and just relive some of the awesome races we've had this season. I know you said 6 podiums, but I mean, it's felt like so much more than that. The Nashville race might as well have been another win. It felt so good getting just back to having a clean race. It's been a season. So yeah, thank you guys. looking forward to continue working with you guys. Hopefully, as long as we know the mob check ain't going to bounce. But somebody will die if it does.
Oh.
But yeah, looking forward to next season with you ding dongs hanging around, and I'm looking forward to all the goofy ideas that you decide to drag me into, like that trivia thing. So I appreciate you guys thinking of me for that. I think that's all I've got. I think we've touched all the bases. Stop the timer.
Stop the count.
Stop the count. Yeah.
All righty, fella.
Man.
Here's to many more. Go celebrate the podium. We'll talk to you again here soon.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to wreck Tommy in some off-season races, and Matt. I got to get my comeuppance against old Matt Williamson since we have fake beef still. Me and Tommy are good.
Okay, partner. We'll talk to you again here soon.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We really do need to start the stopwatch when he gets in here.
Yeah, I didn't do it this time. That was a mistake.
Well, here comes the race winner. It's time to talk to Steve Roman. Racking them and stacking them here in Season 7. 2 wins in 3 weeks here. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It was a heck of a good race there.
We always talk about you, and I always look for you. When we're talking about pit strategy, we know the numbers that we think we're looking for. We're not always bang on, though. So we always look to you to see who is going to overcut, usually. But I don't know. Strategy was a little bit more in line, but it worked out way better for you than I thought it was going to. How much of that was strategy, and how much was that the pace that you just had tonight, do you think?
Well, part of it was strategy. I tried to pit a couple laps early there in the first run to get some fresh tires, maybe get a jump on some people there, and figure I'd make the middle run my long run, and then run a little bit longer than everybody else, hopefully, in that last run and get some fresh tires coming back out. But also the other big thing for me, too, was once I figured out how to run the high line in 1 and 2, that's where I made up a lot of time.
And, you know, we always think of you as more of a conservative driver. You race hard. You race hard when you need to, but you don't always push the issue. So it was a bit interesting to see you really get your elbows out tonight, trading sliders there with John Kay, of all people, for the better part of 3 or 4 laps there.
Man, that was a blast. Yeah, that was a blast with John and Luke in the mix there. 2 great guys. Got a lot of respect for both of them, and me and John just sliding it past each other and throwing haymakers. That was a lot of fun
there. Matt, what do you got for the race winner?
Yeah, just huge congratulations to you, Steve. Tommy kind of talked about it. There on that very last run, I mean, you kind of blew by Luke pretty early on, and we were concerned that maybe you were, burning your tires up trying to get to John Kay, but you got by him, and you were just able to hang on to it. I mean, were you concerned at all that your tires might start falling off there, or were you pretty confident in what you had?
I was a little bit. I noticed in the long run on the second run that John started falling off a little bit, so I knew if I could get close to him, I might stand a chance to get around him. And I knew that was just the chance I had to take, running it hard there in the beginning to stay close to him, and then hopefully the line that I was running would get me better through in the end there. Wind up working out.
Well, 4th career victory here tonight, 2nd of the season to close it out in Season 7. Eyes ahead to our first ever playoff season. How are we feeling about the next go-around here?
I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that, especially with the playoff feature added in there. It'll be a good addition, and I think we can do some damage there.
Well, you've ended the season on the right note here with your 2nd victory. Congratulations to you. I know you got people you want to shout out and thank, so we'll leave you to it.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say, we're running the Layton River Memorial today, so it happens to be Layton's birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday, Layton, and our thoughts are with Paul and his family as always. Of course, I want to thank Nathan Reynolds. It's his last race with us. All the championships he's gotten and the stats he's racked up in Venom. It's been a great career there. It was great racing with him. We're going to miss him there. Shout out to my teammates, Jeremy, Ryan, and Andy there at Boat Guy Racing. It's been a great season. Did some good things with the team. And, of course, our sponsor, None of Your Beeswax Apiary. Been great talking to you guys. Appreciate you guys broadcasting these races for us and putting us out there every Tuesday night.
Absolutely, partner. Go celebrate. We'll talk to you again here soon, but nice job with the win tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That is Steve Roman, and that is not our last interview of the night because it is time to talk to your season champion, 4th time here for Nathan Reynolds. And the race did not go your way here tonight, but you're still going out on top as the champ. Congratulations to you, not just on the season, but on your fantastic career here with the Venom Truck Series.
Thanks, guys. First and foremost, I want to say happy birthday to Layton Ellison. It's really cool to be able to honor him tonight as we pay tribute to him. And I know he's smiling down on Paul. Very proud of everything that Paul represents. I know that Layton is somebody that Paul was very proud of and very close to. And it's never easy to lose a loved one, but especially at a very young age like that, unexpectedly. I can kind of relate to Paul. I had a best friend to pass away when we were 16, and it's never easy, but very proud of Paul and everything he does and the way he represents Layton. And, happy birthday to him. But yeah, tonight you can say it wasn't a good night, but it was a very Nathan Reynolds night. I mean, there's probably 4 or 5 races now that I can count something just stupid to happen and cost me a win, whether it be I'll name them. My pedal breaking this season at Watkins Glen. There was the pit road speeding incident with texting and driving. Let's see, Chicagoland. I had my wheel to disconnect. I feel like I'm forgetting one more. Oh yeah, Homestead. I didn't put enough fuel in it. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like tonight, I just wish that somebody would have told me before the race, hey, you're going to have to be Morgan Shepherd and you got to change your own tires. And, I could have at least had a heads up or something, but oh well. I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's just, it'll probably never happen again. And, I don't know. It's very gutting, but then kind of very upset. Then I heard my son, my oldest, watching the broadcast, and I heard him very upset, and I went and told him, it doesn't matter, it's okay. And then I kind of realized, like, okay, it's okay, it don't matter.
So a bit apropos then with the way things finished up here tonight. As many as you've won, you sure have. Yeah, you're right. Lost some in interesting ways that were pretty seemingly out of your control. So. Matt's, why don't we kick off our love fest here with Nathan Reynolds with anything that you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking with Nathan earlier about some of our most memorable moments. Was I think the term kind of used, and I don't know why, but I always go back to the texting and driving incident there on pit road. I think that's just a funny moment, and it just proves that even the best, make silly mistakes. So makes us all feel better about ourselves in the end, I guess. But I mean, what can you say? 4-time champion. I mean, if you listen to the John Kay interview, I mean, just nothing but the best things to say, not only about the driver, but about the person. I mean, it's been an unbelievable pleasure to get to know Nathan, and I mean, I know we're not done talking to him and knowing him, so I'm looking forward to maybe making it over to Bristol here one of these years and seeing him in person and continuing what we got here.
I definitely appreciate the kind words, man. It's been an honor to be a part of this league, but even funner here lately, the last couple seasons, having you guys broadcasting and going from, I'm sorry to diss on your favorite broadcaster, but to go from him to you guys has been a tremendous upgrade and just a huge step up for the league and fun for everybody that watches you guys. They love watching, and you guys do an excellent job. So coming from you, I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to get my licks in here before we let you get to your big announcements that you got coming up. A lot of the words that we've gotten over the last couple of weeks with everybody cycling in and out of the booth, both on air and off air, thoughtful, selfless, a great friend. Keep hearing those same words and phrases over and over and over again. I got to think, I mean, in all the times that you have won here on the channel, I think one of my favorite moments of yours is one that you did not win, but on purpose. And I mean, Luke Peterson talking about you after things did not go your way here tonight. You were helping coaching him through the latter portions of this race as well. I think over to our Monday nights series that is currently inactive, Truck 200. First of all, when we were looking for recruits to help bolster the roster, you signing up as one of the first people to sign up, even with a part-time entry. It was greatly appreciated. It helped lend our series a lot of credibility there in the opening stretch. So we thank you for that. But also, my favorite moment of yours, I think, came in that series when you were up front at Daytona, late in the race. You had an opportunity to get on the line, win your first Truck 200 race, but instead you stay tucked in there for the last 2 or 3 laps and help push Roland Holt, your friend and teammate, to a great victory there at Daytona. I think that just goes to show the kind of character that you have as a sim racer and as a person. And I mean, so many kind words throughout the weeks here as we've been coming up to this moment as well. So I want to thank you for everything that you've done for us here on Turn 200. For anybody that doesn't know, Nathan helped facilitate the deal that got us the Daytona Charity Shootout. That has given our channel so many hits and subscribers and whatever BS metric you want to measure it by. Nathan has helped bring eyes to this channel. And I don't know if we would be here right now if it weren't for that. So greatly appreciate everything that you've done for us and everything that you've done for the Venom Truck Series as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we got some news. I think we've got some things that are keeping some eyeballs tuned into the broadcast here. What do we need to do to close up shop here proper?
Okay, so as everybody knows, when you win the championship, you get to make your 3 picks for the following season. And so there's no benefit for me. I'm not going to be around racing, so why would I? If it were me, I'd go pick probably Nashville, Rockingham, Darlington, something to that effect. But that's not the case. So I just really started thinking about all the friends that I've made over the years, and everyone that has been a part of this, especially since day one, and many, many characters. And I think just as highly of those guys as what has been said about me. And I wanted to honor all of them, but it's hard. And so I had to narrow it down. And big thanks to Ryan with revealing the schedule and the tracks that were voted on early to me. That's something he's very tight-lipped about those things and loves the surprises. So he had to work with me a little bit there. That way I made sure not to pick something that was already voted on, because I went down the long list, and one of the top ones up there that I knew was going to get voted in, but I was going to pick it if it didn't, was Mazda Laguna Seca out in California, the road course, because from day one being in this league, all I ever heard was Jan Van Leer and Garrett and a few others. Eric was one of them, talking about that place and wanting to go there. And there's a couple of the guys. Jan's been here since day one. I used to wreck him in practice all the time. And that was kind of a tradition that we started. And Jan's living proof that there's at least one cool person out in California, and with the exception of Michael Crawler's another one, but really good people. But so I started trickling down, and that was honestly probably the top of the list. That was the track that came around so much. And then the next one in line, which is one that was not voted on, come up with the guy that's one of our very best friends in the league, the guy that's come in here since day one with us as our teammate. We went out as a teammate with him tonight. That'd be Ryan Dye. And I've heard him talk about a couple different tracks over and over. And the one that I decided to choose, number one, is the non-NASCAR track, and that would be Concord, the little short track triangle. We're going to go have some complete chaos there. I'm glad I'm not a part of it. Get to watch it. And it was, I really was considering Oxford for the Sergeants. There's a couple other guys that's been in since day one with us, and really good people. And Paul and Kevin, just tremendous guys. I'm getting my thank yous out of the way, kind of going down through here. So here's a long list. I told you guys I'm gonna break John's record for longest interview, but. And then you move on to the next one, and this was probably number 3 on the list. Which is I wanted to pay tribute to my biggest rival that I've had in this league. Got my first win with a door-to-door battle with him, and had many, many good races. And I say rivalry, but it's not your typical rivalry. I've had rivalries in the past with past leagues in my younger days doing the Papyrus. I love bringing that stuff back up, and those were the ones where you just wrecked the guy nonstop over and over, and just hated to see him. And Andy's someone who is a guy that's a tremendous. He's been a friend and a very fun rival to have. Someone that I love being around, racing around, and not afraid to lean on. As I've probably got the better end of him more times than he has me. I've spun him out a time or two, but some of my favorite races have come running against him and battling and sweating it out. And I wanted to honor him, and that's going to be the playoff race, the road course, as we're going to go to his home track down in Texas at COTA, Circuit of the Americas. And then last but certainly not least, this is where it got really, really difficult. And Luke Peterson, a teammate of ours, wanted to honor him, but Rockingham was voted on. John Kay was another one, but Nashville and North Wilkesboro were both voted on. Paul Ellison and Eric, and I believe Roman was talking about it. There was a couple other guys that I heard mention. Indianapolis, that was also voted on. And so the final pick came down to a question I asked in our little group chat a while back, and I just kind of casually brought it up. Well, what's a track you guys would like to have? And this one's going to make me cry because I've wanted to go here since day one in the league, and we've never been here. And that would be a track that Mr. Kyle Zittle's wanting to go to. And surprisingly, I'm not picking his home track of Milwaukee. I'm actually picking Gateway. So for the very first time next season, Venom will be going to Gateway. And that one brings a tear to my eye because I would love to run that track with these guys. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. But they're going to put on one whale of a show. And it'll be a very, very good race for those guys.
Well, Gateway's my home track, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the better tracks. It's good for passing, and I don't know how it's going to be with this new refresh and how the gearbox is going to be if you can downshift and run like that, but I think it'll be a good one for these guys. I'm really surprised it hasn't ever been voted on. It's one of the better driver tracks, and a lot of guys in here. I'm very surprised it's not gotten more headway than it has. But yeah, we got Concord, COTA, and Gateway. So these guys are going to be going to those tracks, and that playoff format's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I'm kind of jealous that I'm not going to be a part of it, but at the same time, I'm kind of relieved.
Well, I mean, you've been rolling through some thank yous and telling some stories and whatnot, but I mean, how do you really sum up 7 seasons, not 7 years, but 7 seasons of time spent here with the Venom Truck Series, and I mean, how do you sum that up succinctly?
Undefeated.
Well, there you go. Yeah, 4 full-time seasons and 4 championships. That's a great way to put it. Well,
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't want to take anything away from these guys, man. I tell you, I've like I said, I've been doing league races since I was 10, 12 years old. I've won 4 in this league. I won 5 out of 9 in a UAR Stars top deal with NR 2002. I won a couple late model muscle car championships on NR 03, and none of them really stand out as being near as memorable as what this has brought. I mean, those leagues were different. You show up, you race, you really don't know who you're racing around, don't remember any names from it, just paint schemes and car numbers and stuff. And this is nothing but a giant community of guys that mean a whole lot more than just a car number and a sponsor and a paint scheme to each other. And we've had our lumps and went through a lot. And a lot of these guys have been here since day one with us. Roman, I'm tickled to see him win tonight. Honestly, if I were to sit and watch the broadcast, he would be one of the guys, probably be one of my favorite drivers to root for. Just such an exceptional person, and one of the first guys to really stand up for the league whenever we were facing our biggest woes. And Garrett wasn't here with us tonight, but he was somebody that was kind of down in the trenches with us throughout the hardest part of the league, and in the days where we thought it would be no more. And here we are, we're strong. And like I said, if it wasn't for the community part of this and all the friendships that we do have and all the great people that are a part of this, it would probably cease to exist.
Do you have anybody that you haven't thanked yet that you want to thank? I mean, yeah, we're not going off air until you click the button here. So I mean, this is your time.
Oh, I know. I'm forgetting a bunch of these guys. We got all of Insert Coin are awesome. They cracked me up, man. I don't think Brantley was here tonight, and I was actually watching a race from earlier. One of my officials, and he was running up front with us guys in top split. So that's kind of a bummer to not see him here tonight. But all of Insert Coin, those guys, man, they crack me up. I mean, they're like the class clowns. I mean, to be honest, and I mean that with all respect. They are hilarious. And Cole, I have him in my phone as literally as Justin Turner with a picture of Justin Turner, and it always tickles me to see him text me. Michael Dean, really cool dude. And I'll never forgive him. Talladega a few years ago, he should have stayed in front of me, and he would have had a win there. I was trying to push him, and he moved away from it. It was before the broadcasting days, but let's see here. We got Kyle Dumig's another one that's been in here since day one with us. I think I already mentioned the sergeants. Some of those that have come and gone. We got a few that were kind of gone too early. Tyler Bentley's one of them to be named. Kevin Biggs, Wes Nip, a few of those guys that kind of seemed to be outed for no reason in the earlier days that were really fun to race around. And the guys are going to kick behind in for saying one of those. But Pascal's been here for quite some time. Ron Boorboom, a lot of the new rookies that have come along this season, man. Schlosser and Tyler Logan are tremendous drivers, and were really fun to be around all season. Tyler Bergert, man, he's hilarious. Hey, I think I barely edged him out for most popular driver here in this season again. I'm surprised that I got that back to back. Then of course I'm not going to forget about him, Chad Stearns. I see him more than anybody, so it's this is unfazed when it comes to Chad, because I'll see him this weekend in an official, and he's always on and around iRacing. I really feel like John Kane now, because I'm just rambling. I know what it feels like to have to listen to him live and in the moment. But and then of course there's a few more that I'm trying to think of that I know is not here tonight. But Will Salamone, he's been around for the biggest part of this league, and of course Brody was a heck of a competitor here this season and parts of last season, and fun to be around. It's cool to be around those guys that do it in real life and see how they do things differently, and how they can really challenge you. And not forget Corey Rutherford. Hi Ron. Corey painted our Daytona. He's talking about the charity event earlier. He painted our charity event car, done one heck of a job. CJR Graphics do some really cool paints. So it's cool to have him as a part of the league and providing paints for these guys. And I know I forgot somebody. Jeremy McKinnon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's one. I'll not say anything about him though.
Well, Ryan, do you have anything you want to say here, I guess, since we got you in the booth?
I just wanted to hijack it for a second. Obviously, as the league owner for the past, 4 seasons now, it's been pretty cool. I don't know if Nathan has told the story or not before, but he's the reason that I'm even in this league. He was invited by the previous owner, and I kind of tagged along on his coattails, which is I've done my entire career in Venom. So I just wanted to come in and say thank you to him. He is the GOAT. Obviously, if you look at the wins and the championships I have the second most poles in the league, and if you doubled how many poles I have, you would still be like 5 off of what his are. And I have double-digit poles. Yeah, I just wanted to come in and say, from everybody at Venom, thank you, love you. He's been one of my best friends for the past. When did we start doing this? June of 21.
Yeah.
So, almost 3 years ago, we started this venture, and we named RNS Motorsports, which is Rock and Sock from WWF. For those of y'all who didn't know that,
I did not know that. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, RNS Motorsports stands for Rock and Sock Motorsports.
Wow.
We couldn't come up with a better name. yeah, that's one to come in before he got off here and say my appreciation to him, not only as a friend, but as the person who tries to run this in-house.
Well, there
Thanks,
you go.
man. Thank you. I know you've taken a lot of my suggestions and then taken heat for it too. So that's all
right. I'll give you all your moment back. I just wanted to stop in for a second.
No, thank you. I don't even. I'm just speechless with all the kind words. I don't even know how to. Thank you is not enough.
Hey, man. Love you, brother.
You too, man.
Well, go ahead.
Gary Clark, Sportsman of the Year. One heck of a dude. He's had a rough year. I was looking through the Discord names here. Congratulations to him on getting that. Nolan and Brandon are a couple guys. Greg Elliott was a buddy of mine in another league that I ran that came in here and are no longer with us. Jeff Langston, heck of a competitor the first few seasons. I'm not sure where he is, but he was really fun to be around. And of course, Rodney. He's a real life friend, somebody I used to work with. So if it's going to be appropriate to forget somebody, it'd be somebody that you talk to nearly every day. And then of course, I don't know. I worry about him a lot, but Chad Streeter, I know he went on a mercenary trip over to Ukraine to help those guys, and he's kind of been MIA in the past little while. So for anybody out there that sends up those prayers, send one up for him wherever he might be, and if he's still with us, I'm genuinely concerned about him. And if he's watching, reach out to one of us and let us know you're okay, man.
Well, and the final question that I've got for you here tonight, you're stepping aside from the Venom Truck Series. What's ahead for Nathan Reynolds?
A lot of coaching. Baseball season's starting. I'm going to be doing a little league for Bentley and then T-ball for Davey. So probably be coaching both of those seasons back to back. And so I'm going to be really busy with that. But I can guarantee you guys that if bedtimes align and a school schedule aligns, there will be a Reynolds on track for the All-Star race. It just won't be me. So we could have a little 6-year-old in here tearing it up. But I can tell you, a little 6-year-old's already been turning 12.5-second lap times at Slingers. So he's no slouch.
Damn.
All right. He's the next me in the making. I think he's going to be better than I ever could have been. I genuinely mean that. Not at just racing, but everything. And Davey's not going to be far behind. I love my little ones, and I invest a lot of stock in those guys and want them to be the best that they can be. And it would do me very very proud to see them surpass me in every way possible.
Well, good kids need good parents, and I think the boys got two of the best. So I'm glad you get to spend more time with them. That's very exciting news. And I mean, all the best to you going forward. I'm going to flip your words back onto you and say thank you is not enough for everything you've done for us, for everything you've done for the league and all these drivers. It's very exciting times for you ahead, spending more family time, but it's sad to see you go. We're going to be excited to have you whenever we can get you, no matter if that's a driver coach, potentially a commentator. Who knows what the future holds for you, but we're all very excited for you. So thank you for your time. Thank you for showing us the way. And go celebrate your 4th championship here and going out on top and undefeated in the championship standings.
Sounds good, guys. I'll say this is not goodbye, but it's just see you later. I'm sure over the next couple years, couple seasons, you might see me here and there again, running a couple. So it's been awesome. Thank you, Venom. I love you guys.
All right, Matt. We've said a lot. We've said goodbye. We've talked a lot. So let's send her home. Who was hanging out with us here today?
Yeah, shout out to everybody that was watching the season finale of the Venom Truck Series here tonight. Appreciate all of you. Jeremy McKinnon, Brian K., James Lehman, Zach Lockett, Stickers McQueen, Hunter Engrave, David Helton, and Garrett Rainey. And then Austin from Australia. Has been quite a while since we've heard from him, so it's awesome to see him in the chat here tonight as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, not only tonight, but throughout the Venom Truck Series season. A lot of you are in our other broadcasts as well for other leagues. So just appreciate the support and looking forward to bringing more to you.
Venom is half of the backbone of this channel. I'd say it's the lumbar. It really helps keep us upright. It's going to be weird taking an extended break away from the Venom Truck Series, but rest assured, June 4th, we're going to be back here in a big way for the biggest season ever, the Venom Truck Series, season number 8. That'll be the next time you can catch us live on Tuesday nights. So you got a while to wait and regroup after an excellent night of racing tonight. But you better be right back here on June 4th for the Rocket Man Memorial from Daytona. Between now and then, boy, we've got a lot going on, but I'll just tell you about the week coming up here. Tomorrow night, the Daredevil Series is rocking and rolling at Bristol for heat races and a 100-lap feature. That is going to be an absolutely wild night. You do not want to miss the Lotus 79s taking on the Last Great Coliseum. It is just going to be crazy. Also, Thursday night, the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series will be in action at Las Vegas. More of what you saw here tonight and more of what you've seen the first 2 weeks with the Venom trucks, or the Max V trucks. They've been absolutely crazy racing in their first 2 races of the season. Then Sunday, we crowned another champion, and it is still very much up in the air. And the Thursday Strength of Field race may also dictate how this championship unfolds for the Mission Art Challenge. For the first time in channel history, they will be from Zandvoort, the new Zandvoort, that is. So excited to get Zandvoort on the channel and excited to get our second season of PMR action under our belt and potentially crown a new champion or crown a back-to-back champion. Still yet to be decided. So a lot of exciting stuff between now and, I guess next Wednesday would be the next time we're on air after that. Hit subscribe if you haven't already on your way out of the stream tonight. Every little bit helps us in our quest. Boy, we are getting up pretty close here to 600 subscribers. Pretty exciting stuff. Thank you all very much for spending your evening here with us. A lot of celebration of life, celebration of a career, and celebration of great sim racing. All combined here tonight for the season finale for season number 7 of the Venom Truck Series. Until we meet again, for everybody with the Venom Truck Series, for the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook. We are saying so long from Kansas Speedway, where Steve Roman takes the Layton River Memorial 135, and Nathan Reynolds stands tall as an undefeated series champion. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.